Hello and welcome back to Across the Gulf Coast. Well, as we promised, we're now joined by the Pensacola Symphony to talk about their upcoming 2015-2016 season and the shows that they have in store for all the fans across the Gulf Coast. Joining me to talk about that is Brett Barrow. He is the Executive Director of the Symphony. Brett, thank you so much for being my guest today.
Cam, it's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, we have you guys every year and talk about the great shows you have coming up, and it's always very exciting for people at home to hear what you have in store. So before we get to that, though, I want to talk about just the symphony overall. Okay. Tell us a little bit maybe about some of the history of the symphony, how you guys find your talent, sure, and then how you go about selecting the shows to perform each year.
Well, sure. The symphony actually is celebrating its 90th season this year, so we're just about to launch that. It's formed in 1926, and we're a per-service orchestra, so we have musicians from all over the region, from as far away as Jacksonville, New Orleans, a lot of folks from Tallahassee, Hattiesburg, just come together to make this orchestra possible. We're all paid per service, so we get rehearsal services and performance services come together to make what we do. Typically for like a classical concert, we have 4 rehearsals and 1 concert. So we bring talent from all over the Gulf Coast to make the great music we have right here at home. So we're really excited about the upcoming season. We have a really great lineup in store, and you mentioned how do we pick that? You know, Peter Rubard's our music director. He's in his 19th season with us, and he's been doing just an incredible job the last several years of elevating the talent that's in the orchestra, as well as challenging us with programming. And this year is no different. The season starts with just a razzle-dazzle show. Opening night's October 3rd, and we have some great music from Rachmaninoff, the second piano concerto of Rachmaninoff, featuring a phenomenal Cuban pianist named Jorge Luis Prats. So we're really excited about bringing him in. He's probably one of the top-tier guest artists we've brought in my time with the orchestra, and we're just really excited about that. The concert itself opens with an amazing piece by Richard Strauss, Don Juan, which tells a story through music. It's a tone poem. And then we go into a piece by Tchaikovsky that depicts part of Dante's Inferno. So it's a real robust brass piece, and I'm a trombone player, so I'm really into that. And that's going to be a great time too. So we're going to have just a stellar opening night. And the way those pieces come together, you know, Peter toys around a lot with how the pieces work off of each other, and really got a good balance with some familiar music, some challenging music for the orchestra, and some fireworks for the evening to start the season. Now the November concert, we go right into that. November 7th is Brahms' Second Symphony, so more of a reserved concert as far as the music is not as robust probably, but it's just as dynamite, and Brahms is a composer that sort of lets the music come to you a little more than hitting you over the head with it like Tchaikovsky might. And we have a really stellar guest artist on that one too, a young cellist named Cicely Parnas, who's going to join us for that, for Saint-Saëns cello concerto. You know,
I've noticed that the last couple of years that we have had y'all on the show, y'all do bring in a lot of talent from outside the area. How are you able to do that, and what does that add to these local shows?
Well, typically we do feature 1 guest artist per concert, unless we're doing just an orchestral kind of special. But those guest artists, you know, they bring a level of solo virtuosity to the performance that we're just not able to normally achieve. We have some great players within the orchestra, and some of them are actually, you know, in their own right, talented soloists, and that. But we find these people that are making a career of it, doing it nationally and internationally, and bring them in just to elevate what we do and provide a little more sizzle for the evening. So we just enjoy doing that.
And of course, I know you've touched on already the October, November shows, but in December you have some special guest talent, but it's also local talent, right? Yeah,
well, and what we talked about, you know, there's national talent and there's local talent, but this is one that's actually both. She started here. What we're talking about is Ashley Brown. She's coming back home for the holidays this year. We have a great show on December 4th that we're very pleased to put on. We're partnering with the Children's Chorus to be part of that show as well. And you know, Ashley grew up here. She's in Gulf Breeze, and she started as part of the Children's Chorus, and really made a name for herself as she went on and got, you know, her degrees from University of Cincinnati. And then on Broadway, she starred as Belle in Beauty and the Beast, and as the lead role in Mary Poppins. She was the originator of that role on Broadway, which is just an amazing accomplishment. And to bring her back home once more to do a show that she's really, it's become a calling card for her recently. She's done it in Carnegie Hall, she's done it with the New York Pops there, as well as in Toronto and Milwaukee and several just, big orchestra, big cities, and we're just glad to bring her home for that. We're just looking forward to that. Yeah.
We got about a minute left, but I do want to touch on one of, I know of y'all's more popular shows, at least around here, we always get requests for tickets to the show. That's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Tell us what you have in store for the 31st.
December 31st is going to be a special concert for us this year. We've done a New Year's Eve performance for about 15 years. This one is going to be a little different. We normally have a classical soloist or a jazz soloist. This year we're going to go a little more rock and roll, a little more pops. We're going to have the music of Elton John and Billy Joel with the piano man.
Yeah.
It's a great 4-piece pop band that's going to come in and do a tribute show to those great icons of pop music.
Very cool. I know we're out of time, but if somebody wants tickets to one or all of these shows, how do they go about doing that?
Well, the best thing to do would be to give us a call at 435-2533, 850-435-2533, or go to our website at PensacolaSymphony.com and check it out there.
All right, perfect. Brett, thank you so much for being my guest today. Good luck on this upcoming season.
My pleasure. Thanks, Cam.
Absolutely. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll talk breast cancer awareness.